Record. Okay, so welcome everyone. It is May the 18th, 2026, and we're in book club. I'm just pulling up the slideshow here and just pushing a few buttons. Okay, so there we go. May the 18th, book club, home to the heart. We're in the sacral chakra, which is the tummy. It's bright orange. And today we're going to be looking at the beginning of the universal law of as within, so without, as above, so below, balance with Sanat Kumara. Okay, so if you're looking for the audio, just go through here and it's right close to the top. You just scroll down until you hit the law of balance, and the audio is really fascinating. Yeah. So let's thank everybody for joining us, the Mother and the mighty archangels and Sanat Kumara, who is our universal logos and keeper of universal law. So he's the one that's going to be teaching us today. The ascended masters, he is an ascended master, enlightened beings, beloved saints, guides and guardians, and to Gaia for holding us. And know that when you're breathing any breath on planet, you're breathing in this Porlana Sea. When you're consciously breathing it in, it really helps with our trust and faith and knowing everything is forgiven. The blue energy, the hope, and that perfect balance within this, within yourself, in the heart chakra, in the tri-flame. So let's ask Archangel Michael to come and surround us with his blue energy. So the wall with the door on it, Michael always takes that door wall. That's the blue of the Divine Mother. They do talk about doors a lot. The metaphor of the door to the heart. So it's like metaphorically, Michael and the Mother are on the door wall. And then the next wall, Archangel Raphael. And then they stand in the corner. So Michael's standing in that corner, Raphi's in this corner. Then Uriel walks across with the silver energy of a silver flame and stands in this corner. And then Archangel Raphael with the magenta amethyst, and he stands in this corner. And he has the magic dust that you can sprinkle on everything. That's really helpful to bring balance to situations. And then Archangel Gabriel and Sanat Kumara are in the middle with the golden ascension spiral and the scales of balance. So the movement and the stillness. Each color is movement and stillness, vibration and frequency to bring that perfect balance into the physical. That's why we're here. We're balancing within to create balance on the planet. And this is just a good reminder. If doubt, oh, we've got somebody new has come in. Okay, welcome. Okay. Yeah, if doubt comes up about anything, it's a really good idea. Just sit still with that doubt and be with it. You can call on Michael with his blue flame, or Uriel with the silver flame. Gabrielle, she will blow her trumpet right into your heart, and that will blow the doubt away. But the best thing is ask for help and sit still and watch it dissolve. It does very quickly right now. It's not real. We want to come back to the middle, into the heart space, into the knowing that we're in this divine alignment with Source, with Gaia, in your sacred purpose. And you can always ask as well, because it is a human creation and it usually comes from either childhood or another lifetime. And you can ask about that. How is the doubt? It's the lack of self-worth connected to the past. Usually doubt comes down through the family line, that lack of self-worth. And you can, once you get the awareness, that really helps as well. And to be in a state of forgiveness and non-judgment of the past and gratitude for it being a great teacher and the beings involved as well. And then that brings you to a neutrality so it doesn't keep repeating. This was what we talked about last week. Archangel Michael, when he spoke about truth, the blessing and virtue of truth, and he came with Uriel and also Gabrielle, and it was connected to the Lurion, the clavicle chakra. He did talk about the Bible and the Quran. Somebody called in and asked about doubt and about the serpent. And he explained that the Bible or the Quran are human interpretations of the writings, of the original writings. And he says they're not critical of this in any way in the higher realms, but understand your feelings, the emotion of doubt. And he says the serpent that we created was doubt. The serpent was lack of self-worth and confidence, and the belief that somehow that we would be punished. And he says this was the first break. What you think of as original, the essence of the races, whether they are hybrid starseed or human, they began in the very beginning. The creation was in the image and likeness of the love and the energy of one. So originally there was everything was divine. So the love and the energy of one. And then the impression, the shock of the introduction of doubt, of lack, was so severe that what we did, we created a cruel and thundering and punishing God. And that is why they were having this conversation about the elimination of this concept of control and punishment, which is a huge issue on our planet. He says that is not of source or one. And he says it is not so much that the unmovable, the unknowable has changed, but that the human beings have changed and evolved, and they are evolving back to the recognition of our creator self. And he says this is really good news, that we are creator beings just like source energy, just like the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, in that equality. There is no hierarchy in the higher realms, and everything is forgivable. There is no judgment in the higher realms. We're the ones that created that here. So when I looked up about the serpent, they talked about it. This is on Google. The serpent in the Garden of Eden, Genesis 3, is a crafty creature that deceives Eve into eating forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, triggering the fall of humanity. While traditionally interpreted as Satan or the devil, the original Hebrew text portrays the serpent, Nahash, primarily as a cunning beast, later identified with evil in later biblical literature. So there it is. It's our feelings, the emotion of doubt. The serpent was doubt, lack of self-worth and confidence, the belief that somehow we would be punished. So these are human interpretations, and they've lasted for thousands of years. It's time now for us to eliminate this. So there's lots of characteristics in Google if you want to look it up. Deception, the curse, literal beast, Satan, the devil, chaos, monster. So this is what we're overcoming. There's a lot to unpack there. Just know it's in so many of the religious systems, and that is a human interpretation, a human creation. So when you're eliminating doubt, you're working with it goes back a long way. So just call on Michael and just ask for help. It does, or Uriel or Gabrielle. It does dissolve pretty quickly. I don't know where my slide is, but the other way is to get to that laughter right away. Because if in the laughter, everything that's not of love, all fear, all limitation, all feelings of inadequacy, they fall away. So you can call on Sanat Kumara and the sacred law of intent. We learned this, and Archangel Michael and his sword, and just allow the doubt to dissolve. Because basically in the stillness, when you sit with it, it's not real, so it just dissolves. You can also put on the cloak of the mother. This is the forgiveness, the peace. It is, she says, the freedom, the truth, the power. So that's the healing, the awakening to the truth, the action that's all found in the heart space, trust, forgiveness, and it's in the relaxation, all the knots untangle. And so if we've created physical pain in the body, just know it's knots of old emotional, mental belief systems. So receive the healing. Remember, everything's in the heart. We want to drop down into the heart and be there and have no fear facing into these old systems. The mother says the keys to heaven are trust and forgiveness. The
Mhm.
joy is love.
Hi, dear. It's our lady, I know.
So we are, when you open the doorway in the heart and you, with your keys, you step into your new life. And see this golden energy? That's that golden temple in behind the heart chakra. And it's that state of joy, a constant state of joy, so that you're in that consistency of that uplifted energy. The Divine Mother often says when you go into the stillness, you will feel that uplifting energy.
It's 6:16 p.m.
Oh. So I wanted to talk a little bit about um, the sharing that I do stories in the book about my own life. And the one at the end of Fortitude was really interesting because it connected to a horse called Rayne, who was at Wisteria Acres, where I would take the girls in recovery. And then I found this beautiful picture of this woman and this horse, the friendship between the animal kingdoms and how important it is to know that the animals are here, transmuting the energy, helping us move out of these old systems of energy that are so unloving. And the lady that owns Wisteria Acres, where I would take the women in recovery, she, we were talking back and forth for a little bit in Messenger, and she said, I would venture to say that we all are stuck in belief systems that are not real, creating our own prisons. Seems to be the human condition. So we have people that, from our laws, go to prison, and they're in these places that are they're not allowed to leave. They've manifested, these bars around themselves with their belief systems to be put, put in, and so that they can't get out. And Krista she's so astute. We all have these bars around us. They're just invisible. So it's interesting. That's a really good way of explaining it. So I just thought I would. Um, there was a meditation that Archangel Michael did where he said you simply feel the weight of the grid. So this is the grid is the old system, the what we've created around us. And he said for some it will feel like barbed wire, iron bars, even a velvet ribbon can be a prison. And all we need to do is ask Archangel Michael to come and help us and remove it. But basically, it's us understanding that it's a human creation and to face into it, and it will literally dissolve. You will either lift it off of you or dissolve it into sheer energy, taking care of it in that way and let it go. But if we're all equal, then you're equal to Archangel Michael, and you can be in that energy of the unloving system and just watch it dissolve. You can ask for Michael to help you, but just know that it will naturally happen because it's not real. The old belief systems imprison us invisibly. So it's just a really interesting way of like knowing that they're all around us and they're not real, and we can easily they can easily dissolve. The uncomfortable feelings dissolve when we have the courage, the fortitude to sit in the stillness with them in the heart space. And then you can even ask what is the truth of them or just sit. I've found that just sitting with them, it works beautifully. And you will know when you're there, you will really let them go. And naturally, this energy of laughter, it just comes up. It just bubbles up. So it's like a spring. It's like a little spring of water, and it just comes up, and you start. It doesn't. Don't even try to do it. Just sit there and watch it happen. Yes, Darren.
Yeah, I believe that's true, but I find the challenge is keeping the mind still enough so you can feel that truth.
Breathe. Just breathe. And remember the thoughts are like fluffy clouds, so you just keep letting them move on. But it really doesn't take very long. If you go in consciously, I mean, you can invoke the law of intent even if you want. Invoke a law to be in the stillness. Just and um you can ask for Michael to be there with you because you can ask him to help still the thoughts. He will. When you ask for help,
Also,
it really helps.
so Michael could bring in the stillness?
Yeah, ask him to.
Okay,
Hmm.
that's a good idea. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. There was a reading that I had with him, and he asked me if I could please stop. And I said, "Stop what?" And he said, "Your thoughts, like you doubt yourself so much. Could you please just stop?" And I said, and he said, "I will help you with this." And it was right around my birthday. And he literally, yes, ask him for help with doubt or with to still the mind, to still the mind. Just ask, and he will. They do. Yeah. A lot of it is connected to our lack of forgiveness of the self as well. And we don't even know why we feel like such a disappointment, but it goes into other lifetimes. It goes into religious systems in other lifetimes. It goes into us playing the roles, the uncomfortable roles, where we were the catalyst. Yeah, and we don't even realize it, but they will. They'll come and help. Just the main thing is we don't ask for help because we feel unworthy, but they can help with everything. Yeah. And they have lots of time. They really want us to ask for help. We sometimes think, oh, they're too busy. Never. They're never, ever too busy. They love it when we ask for help. Okay, so I'm going to read this little story because it's quite fascinating. It's about the animal kingdoms, a horse in particular called Rayne. You may have already read it in my book. It was right after Fortitude, but I just wanted to bring attention to this because it was really fascinating. Since 2018, I have volunteered with ones in recovery, many different forms of addiction, but mainly drugs, alcohol, and sex. I see firsthand the fortitude it takes to face the pain of early traumas and the subsequent thoughts, feelings, and actions. I see the willingness to do the work of letting go and how difficult it can be. For several years before the pandemic, I took groups of women in recovery to visit a lady who had a property with 4 rescued horses used for therapy. Horses have enormous hearts. They naturally help humans transmute old energy to find that love for self that can be so elusive. The heart in a horse is 5 times the size of a human heart. These horses were only to meditate with or do small exercises. They were not for riding. The lady maintained a well-kept barn for them with a beautiful meditation loft over the stalls and a large field for exercise. Her business included a foundation to support young people in recovery. When I discovered her, she was excited to have us visit. When we visited, the early part of the day involved cleaning the stalls. The horses were let out to the field, and the tidying up was done with enthusiasm. I was always in awe seeing the sense of satisfaction that those clean stalls metaphorically mirrored for the girls. They love doing that. They love cleaning out the stalls and grooming the horses too. The horses themselves, with their patience and extra large hearts, were kind and patient. They are such big animals. It's easy to be fearful of their presence, but their demeanor and otherworldly ways calmed everyone. Everyone could feel the peace within the barn. It was extraordinary. The barn would settle into such a feeling of peace. And if you were busy, you didn't notice it. But one time when I was with Krista, she said, "Feel the peace in here right now." And I was like, oh my goodness. It just settled right into the barn. I'll never forget one of the meditations where we all sat in a circle on chairs and one horse went from person to person, intuitively helping with issues to be faced. When the letting go work, often with sorrow rising to the surface, was done, the horse naturally moved on. What a sight to behold. Everyone was mesmerized as the horse knew exactly when to move to the next person in the circle. So this is the Wisteria Acres. This is Linda. She was the helper. But this is Ellie and Maddie and McKenna and Breck. There's me with long hair in the background. And the horse, this is Rayne. So she's really special. And I'll show you why. So this is Rayne again. There were 4 other horses. This is the meditation center that was above the barn. So you've got the horses underneath in their stalls, and she would do sound baths and meditations and all kinds of beautiful things up in this loft that was lined with cedar. It smelled delightful. This is Rayne. Look at how intelligent they are. Look at her communicating with Ellie and McKenna. And here's Rachel. It's just so beautiful. Okay, so now we're still in the circle, and the horse got to me, and she yawned 3 big yawns in my face, huge teeth and tongue so close, and then moved on. And that session that we'd had with them, I had been in tears the whole day. I was moving energy, all deep old sorrow from lifetimes. And so when she helped me with moving that energy, I was so grateful. Yawning signifies the letting go of sorrow. She was helping me move old issues. It's a good thing to know yawning can be connected to the release of grief and sadness. Often I see yawns when I do readings, signifying old issues coming to the surface to be released. So just know that if you're really yawning a lot, you could be moving some really old sorrow. These same horses would etherically come to me when I was with other groups struggling with addiction. At the time, I was doing meditation circles in the core of the city I live in, and the horses knew to help me from where they were. I would ask them for assistance etherically, and then I would have the knowing they were with me. One day, when it was time for one of the horses to pass to the other side, I was woken up at 3 a.m. and guided to look out my window. So I live high up in an apartment building that actually looks to the downtown east side where I was doing the work with the women. And I was guided to look out my window, and in the sky was a big cloud angel. It was so astonishing. It was huge. I took a photo and posted it on Facebook. The next day, the owner of the therapeutic horses messaged me and said Rayne had passed. She said that as she was passing, she told her she was going to be a big angel. The big cloud angel in my photo, so I'm going to show it to you right now. There it is right there. It's just this massive big cloud that looked like an angel. Yeah. Was passing over the core of the city where so many struggle with addiction and homelessness. One last blessing for ones she came to help. So Rayne is like really connected to me, and I think that's why I'm like it's really affecting me. She's one of the beings that's in my circle, and she comes what for help. You know, she helps us with all kinds of issues. And if you feel like you want to call on Rayne, you're more than welcome to. She's a really, really gentle, beautiful energy. It takes such fortitude to be on Earth right now. Everyone is technically in recovery as we let go of the old ways of being not of love and embrace the new. The animals are here to help with this process. Cats, dogs, horses, elephants, rhinoceros, whales, and dolphins, to name a few. We are surrounded with help. And even as I write this, I feel Rayne with me, tears falling down my face as she takes me to another level to embrace the love, remembering the magic of our connection. Call on Rayne to help you too. My tears turn to tears of joy, of such gratitude. She is present to help with our inner work, that fortitude, that courage with perseverance to align with our divinity and remember who we truly are. So yeah, this was really like so special when this happened. And she's so present. She's so present. So feel free if you feel like um you want the help of the horses. She's really connected into the horse energy with all the horses on the planet. So now, as we drop in and do our little meditation, you can ask Rayne to be with you. So let's do that now. Just breathe whatever color comes to you, knowing that color is perfect balance. It's vibration and frequency, and it really helps with the inner balance in the physical form. So breathe whatever gold or whatever color, green, blue, purple, and pause. Just fill up your mind with both hemispheres of the brain with that color. And then on the out breath, drop down into your heart chakra, into that emerald green, and really sense into your tri-flame in that space. The blue healing energy of the mother, that hope, that knowing that everything is forgiven, that trust, that faith, and into the middle energy, the pink of yourself with your divine spark at the base of the flame, and the golden energy of the Divine Father. This is where we move into action. This is your gratitude. Gratitude is an action. The blue energy is more the stillness, and the golden energy, the action, being in that space of gratitude and really deeply knowing your self-worth. Okay, and just expand that energy out, and then braid the flames together so that you take that straight to source, send it straight to source, and then send it straight down to the center of the planet, braid it to Gaia, and then come right back up into your heart center. And we're going to continue on. We're going to breathe. So stay in your heart, and we're going to breathe magenta. So this is your mastery. Magenta is that perfect balance of color between the blue and the red. So breathe that in. It's the color of grape juice, maroon. Relax. Let go of all the questions, the feelings of, am I doing enough? Am I doing it right? Am I on track? Breathe it out and let that all go. And feel your jaw relax and your neck. And breathe in again, this wonderful color of magenta. Magenta is the color of Jesus, our beloved Yeshe, the Buddha, and Lord Maitreya. And as you go deeper into your heart, this is the meditation for the law of balance. See that tiny, tiny dot, that pinprick of light in the center or towards the bottom of your heart, the seat of your soul. These are both the entry points into the golden temple in behind. And feel yourself moving towards that pinprick of light in your heart as if you are flying, bringing all your energy, all of you, in through that pinprick, through that portal of white light, to the inner corridors of your blessed heart, of your sweet self, and breathe. And then see the walls of your heart that are golden. This is your golden temple in behind your heart chakra. It's the gold of Gabrielle, that Florentine gold, that old gold, the gold of Yahweh, and the bright gold of Sanakamara. There is writing, symbols, pictures, messages on these walls. This is where you come again and again to understand not only your sacred purpose, but your intent. This is where you formulate and come to understand on a completely different level your mission and purpose and desires. Now sit down in one of the chairs or pillows placed in this vault of your heart, and take a deep breath of magenta. So breathe that in. Magenta is your mastery, your wisdom, your beauty, and go deeper. I want you to think, to feel, to allow, to float to the surface something that your heart desires. And don't simply go with the first thing that arises. Go deeper. A desire that you have held hidden in your heart, perhaps for a long time, Perhaps it's a desire you brought with you when you incarnated, and you want it so desperately, so deeply, that you don't even speak about it or think about it, because the thought of not having it, or of asking for it or working on it and not succeeding, is too devastating. And go deeper, bring up that heart's desire, and it can be physical or spiritual, emotional. Just let it come forth in your heart, and let your mind know about it too. Now, staying in your heart, in this wonderful place of love and safety, I want you to look, to feel, to observe way out into the universe, not just on Gaia, but using your third and fourth eyes and your sensors and your heart, because your heart has the ability to see. Look out into the vastness of the universe, of deep space, and locate where, either on earth or far beyond throughout the heavens, where that desire is located in the without. You have the desire within. Let's find it in the vastness of the without. So take a minute. You can do this. It's not a matter if it's there, it's there. And now with your hands, your arms, reach out and gently, lovingly, sweetly bring it into your hands, that heart's desire, the same way you would pick up a little lost kitten in a bush. Pick it up and bring it across the multiverse. Bring it into your heart right now, through that pinprick portal of light, directly into your heart, knowing that you now have the composite energy, the tangible, to bring this forth into your physical reality. Thank it for coming to you, for sending that locator beam, and promise that you will birth this and bring this forth into the physical reality of your life in accordance and by invoking the universal law of balance of within and without, and feel the warmth of this gift. Okay, we'll just sit that with that for a moment. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so just know that your biggest self, your universal self, is as vast as the universe. So it's helping you with this. What is your heart's desire? And bringing it to you, right to you, into your heart, so that we can bring it forth on earth now. Okay. So Sanat Kumara begins this law of balance, saying, I am Sanat Kumara. Welcome to each of you. Welcome, my brothers and sisters of my heart, of my journey, and welcome to this time, not only of the study of the universal law, for it is my joy to be your teacher and your guide, but what we are also undertaking with each of thee is the practical. It is a time, my friends, of fruition and of bringing into your life, your world, your reality, which is a fifth dimensional reality, not only the understanding of how the law works, but the practicality of how you work with it in order to create, in order to bring forth. Yes, what your heart desires, but also Nova Earth, Nova Human, yes, even new you, the beauty of each of you. If you are not simply a fragment of who you are above, and we don't know how many times we will have to say this, but we will say it until it is firmly anchored within your knowing, conscious self. In this lifetime, in this incarnation, you have brought the fullness of your soul design, the totality of your being into form. Now, how is this different than other incarnations, other journeys on other planets that you have made with me and with others? Let me preface this by saying that each of you have an enormous array of talents, abilities, capacities. In previous incarnations, there were times where you would say, well, I am going to incarnate, I'm going to contribute to the greater understanding of humility and piety. And so you have chosen circumstances, whether they are financial circumstances or a lack of talent or being in a situation where you were having to practice humility. And I do not mean that you were a monk or a priest or a nun, because sometimes the greatest humility has to be practiced by kings and queens. So you created situations where you did not bring the fullness of everything of who you are. Think of it as above with you in order to build for yourself, but usually for the collective, trying to break the paradigm of the old third. You didn't bring all of you so that you would be able to do this and to learn more deeply and to teach by example and devotion more deeply. That is not true in this incarnation, in this period of ascension. Now let us also be very clear. You never left the spark of your divinity at home. That is not possible. So that spark is in the base of the pink flame in the tri-flame. That whole system of the tri-flame with the spark goes with you in every single lifetime. So whether it is you, my beautiful light worker circles, my love holders, you have never left your spark of divinity, of oneness, that knowing of oneness, that we're all brothers and sisters, birth of source on planet, at home. We never left that at home. And neither has anybody else, even if they're lost in the darkness and behaving in atrocious ways. It does not matter. We've all got that within us. Their spark of divinity is still within them and always has been. But in this incarnation, and we're not simply speaking for a select few, we are speaking for all of you, because this is the time of ascension of Gaia, ascension of the kingdoms, ascension and completion of this chapter for humanity as well. Everybody is on high alert and standing by for this completion. Okay, so what he's talking about is really, really knowing that you brought everything with you to complete what we said we would do in this lifetime, which is basically to bring peace to the planet. And it's not even in that too distant a future. We're here to create that now within, know that it's within us right now, in our being right now, and to really keep doing the letting go of all the old energy so that you're consistently in that peace and that joy and holding that for the planet. Yes, Darren.
When he says we brought everything with us, does that mean we have all the talents and abilities that we have ever had with us right now?
Yep, we do. And it's just a matter of knowing that. Because we don't believe it.
True enough.
Yeah. And the mother brings it up in the law of change as well, that we just don't believe it. So that's why the more we settle into the heart space, really operate from the heart space in that consistency of peace and joy and love, it makes a huge difference. We want to be in that uplifted state of being, like really consistently. And Archangel Uriel does say that too. When you stay in that place of centered awareness, we're doing so for many. And so the law of as above, so below, who you are above is who we are below. As within, so without. You can like literally go into the heart center and pull, if you want to pull it across the universe to yourself, you can do that. But you don't even really have to do that. It is already within you. So it's just he's just demonstrating that, if you don't believe it, just go in there and pull it across. But just know you are that and your universal self. So that picture that I showed you, this one, that one, this contains everything. Your universal self contains all your lifetimes. There's the causal field. There's all your lifetimes ever. It's all contained right there. So I think what he's actually saying when he's saying bring it in like like you're picking up a little kitten from a bush with that love and that gentleness. It's really the anchoring of the universal self that's coming closer and closer to us so that we can get to these missions. So it's a beautiful thing when you really get that it's meant to be simple and right with us. Yeah. And you can feel this big self come closer. It's like a pressure. You can just sort of feel it. Like it will, you might even be able to feel it right now. Just close your eyes and just feel that pressure that's around your head. And that's your biggest self that's anchoring closer and closer. It comes right in. You can feel it like right here. Yeah. So just know there it's right with you. And this contains everything. And then when you're really at peace with the past, the mental field becomes super loving so that you're always just sending love. The judgments just fall away. You're just in that love zone. And then the emotional field is closer to the body. And you can see how this is really purple. We all have understandings of the temple of the violet flame. And the violet is remember we learned about it. It's the conjunction point between the masculine and the feminine. It's really the oneness. So this violet is all around you, right here, really close to the body. And that's the understandings of the oneness, that we're all one, that we're all brothers and sisters. We're not here to judge anybody's lifetimes because the ones where SK says where they're lost in the darkness and behaving in atrocious ways, often there's a reason for that. Whether it's being a catalyst to drive up old energy, there's always a reason. There's no accident. So we're here just to bless everyone. And the understandings of mastery, the magenta energy that's in the third eye, that's the ability to just stand back and bless everything. No matter what is happening all around us. And purity, the white light, is being able to stay right in the middle in the midst of all the chaos and just be and just love everything and everyone, especially the ones we consider our opponents. And then all the old energy of the belief systems falls away. But yeah. So let's see, oh yeah, we're right on time. That's good. So are there any questions about anything? About any of this? No? Okay. So the golden energy, I found this because this is really helpful too. When you tune into the energy of gratitude, you will begin to manifest effortlessly. And I found it interesting because gratitude is connected to self-worth and the father and the golden energy. But this little picture has it all in the green, which is really fascinating. But when you're sending this green energy of love, see how it just loops around and comes right back to you. It's like an infinity. So that's how important it is to be sending love all the time, being in the field of love. And you can see how it goes up and around, and it comes up through, and it can come down through and around. You see how this is the toroidal field. It's really fascinating. And gratitude is really powerful. That is the golden energy that's in the golden temple in behind the green heart chakra. So the green and the yellow and the blue are really, really powerful when you understand the attributes to each of those colors. Blue is peace, knowing everything is forgiven. That's your freedom. And the green is the combination of the blue and the yellow, which is love. And the yellow is really anchoring in that gratitude, that divine alignment, your centeredness, balance, gratitude, 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 gratitude. And it's also the action in the tri-flame, the golden energy. Okay, so shall we do we'll do our gratitude for Sanat Kumara with that beautiful meditation. As within, so without, the law of balance. And we'll go in more deeply into it in the next session. But thank you to all our star family and everyone around us and helping us, and to Rayne too, do call on her. She's really a wonderful energy. Yes, Ken or Lillian?
Yes. A friend of mine has bone cancer, and I just wanted to include him in the meditation tonight.
Absolutely. What is his first name?
Um, why am I blocked? I'm sorry. Um,
That's
Joel.
okay. Joel?
Joel.
Joel. Okay, perfect. Okay. Yeah, and even if we didn't know his name, it's okay. We could just send. So, but that's good that you remembered. Okay, so let's do that. Excellent. And we'll call on the higher realms to help us, sending
Mhm.
energy to Joel. And does anybody else have anyone they'd like to send energy to?
Yeah,
I'm having
send,
a tooth extracted. Oh, I'm sorry.
go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
sorry.
Oh, I'm having a tooth extracted tomorrow
Oh,
and had been in a lot of pain, so I'm hoping it goes smoothly.
okay. So to Marion then, we will send you. And tomorrow too. We'll remember.
Uh,
What time are you having it done tomorrow?
at 3 o'clock.
Okay. Awesome. We will surround you with love.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I
No
appreciate it.
problem. And when you go in, call on Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael.
All right. Thank you. I shall.
Yes, and they
Jane
will
and
come. Yep.
okay.
Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael, Raphi.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then yes. And you could even post all the mighty ones all around you if you want. Michael and Raphi and Uriel and Yophael and Gabrielle and call in Saint Germain.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, post them.
Thank you. I'm on, it's not something that you look forward to, so I'm at peace with it, but at the same time, I definitely could use help. So thank you. Great idea.
Okay. Yes, I see it was going with very smoothly, pain-free. Okay,
It will
and
be.
yes, okay. And somebody else wanted, Darren,
Yeah,
did
yeah, I did, yeah. If we could send energy to Lewis, my son-in-law, he has cancer.
Oh,
okay.
mm.
Do you know what kind?
Uh, I believe it's bladder.
Okay. All right. I was working with a lady today and she had cervical cancer. And she was saying the hospitals now, they won't let you do MRIs. They only give you a couple and then they won't do it. They won't let you do any more because there's such a backlog. It's like
Wow.
it's exploded right now. So we will let's send it for these for Joel and Lewis and into the community that's really struggling with this right now.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. And to Marion. Wonderful. Okay, so I've got my timer all set and I know somebody new joined us. Did I do a reading with you? I can't see anybody. It's a weird system that I have here. But is there somebody new with us?
I think he's dropped off.
Oh, he
Yeah,
dropped off.
I think he dropped off.
Okay, he didn't have a name though, did he?
Hello?
Yeah, okay. 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 I couldn't see. It sounded like he knew me or something, but I maybe I was wrong. Okay. So, I've got the timer set and let's get started. Okay, so we'll do our 10 minutes and we'll see everybody soon.
Feel them.
Okay. That is our 10 minutes. Mm. 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 That was good. Okay. Um, yeah, I don't usually include my stories that are in the book because I feel they're pretty straightforward. But it just felt like it was a good reminder to work with the animals. Hmm. Yeah. And how
Like you said,
That was a really beautiful story for sure.
Yeah, it was.
yeah, it was.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. It was a neat story. But yeah, I don't know. I might include some of them. But you all read it, didn't you? When you were reading the book? Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It just felt like it was important to include, and I think Rayne really wanted to be included. Yeah. She's a super energy. If ever you're like struggling and want to just have a real gentle, loving energy around you, she's wonderful. Hmm. Yeah, she's helped me with so many things. Yeah. But yeah, so today when I did a reading with a girl, and she had overcome cervical cancer. She had lots of surgeries, and it sounded not fun. She came because she was in high anxiety because they wouldn't let her do an MRI to check to make sure she was cancer free. You're only allowed a couple of them because there's such a backlog.
Mm.
Yeah. But she had a beautiful reading. I know she's cancer free, and she'll probably join. She may even join us next week for book club. Hmm. Yeah. So important. Stay in the middle as much as you guys can. So we bring this balance into all the systems. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. I really like that picture with the green energy where you can see how it works, how it's like big circles of energy. Yeah, running through us. So I'll bring that one up next time too, so we can have a good look at it. Infinity signs and just circles. It's just running through us. And it's going through all the chakras in and out as well. Hmm.
Will we ever know if we have ascended before? Or would we ever know?
In other lifetimes, you mean, or off planet, or
Correct, in other lifetimes,
just on Earth, or on off in another planet?
right, on another planet,
Oh yeah.
in another location.
Okay, well, I know the planets most of the planets around us are really highly evolved. They're much like Earth is really struggling. Humanity's really, yeah. And there are two more after this one to help that we'll go and help with. But I would imagine, yes, you've been in a system that has ascended. I do know that Halion for sure is an ascended planet, and there are a lot of Halion engineers here helping. So that's one that I know for sure has ascended. But yeah, I don't really know how you would find that out. You could ask, your guides probably would be able to tell you if you sit
Well, that's
really
probably
still.
true.
Yeah, just ask. Your guides know everything because they've been
Oh,
with you since the beginning.
hmm.
Yeah.
They know everything about you since the beginning, is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. They've been with you since you were birthed as an angel, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They stay the same. You've got at least three. One here, one here, one here. Yeah. And they move around. They don't, but when you're walking down the street, you got one at one shoulder, each shoulder, and one right behind you. Uh-huh. Yeah. And they love going to the movies because then they get to meet everybody else's guides. There's a big party happening in the
Oh,
ceiling.
wow.
Yeah, they love the movies. It's their favorite thing because we're nice and safe. We're not going anywhere. We're enjoying the movie. And if we're looking at something that makes us sad, then they help us let go, much more than we realize. Or if we're happy, it's an expansion of that. It goes out. Hmm. Yeah. Movies. There's a really cute movie out. I don't know if it's still out, but it's called Hail Mary, and it's with Ryan Gosling. It's a really good one. It's
Hmm.
very good. It's for all ages.
Oh,
Yeah,
neat.
grandmothers to toddlers. Yeah, and it's about disclosure. Hail
Oh.
Mary. Yeah. Has anyone seen it?
Mm-mm.
You haven't seen it, Laura?
No.
It's so cute. Yeah, it's really worth seeing.
Well, look for. Thank you.
Yeah. I think it's the best-selling movie or the most viewed movie this year. It's very popular. Yeah. Okay. Anything else anyone wants to share?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, wishing you all a great week ahead and enjoy the weather. It's warming up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, get out in the garden. Have you been busy in the garden, Laura?
Yeah, I've had to turn customers away. I can't keep saying yes to everybody. I wish I could, but as a one-woman band, I can only do so much weeding and planting and digging and stuff every day. So, so yes, very busy, very, very busy.
Nice. Okay. And enough time to do your other work.
Yeah, every morning I get a fair bit done, and I don't have many readings booked this week, but last week was a big week. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, it's fun. So exciting, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Yeah, good. Well, it's really picked up where I am too. So,
Okay.
yeah, good sign.
Yes.
We can weather the storm, whatever it is that's coming. Yeah. Not sure what's happening with the economy here in Canada. There's so many storefronts that are closed around me. It's a little wild, but we'll see what happens. Keep holding the middle. Just stay in the joy. Yeah.
It's Kathleen, it sounds like it's a transition rather than something going downhill.
Yeah. 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 Especially in British Columbia, I think. Yeah. Well, where Darren is, there's all kinds of excitement. His province wants to separate. Yeah. From Canada. Yeah. I know.
Oh, you gotta have a little drama here and there.
Yeah, so we'll just see. We're just standing back watching and sending energy. Yeah.
We're
Okay.
just waking people up, that's all.
Waking people up. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Maybe that's what the separation is all about. It's a big wake up.
Well, for sure.
Yeah.
Wake up everybody.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll just keep holding the middle and sending energy. And that's what we're here for. Okay. Until next time, bless you all.
Hey,
Yes.
Okay.
Wish you as well. And good night.
good night.
Good night.
And don't forget to
good
send
week.
Mary an energy tomorrow.
Right. Good luck.
With Archangel Raphael and Saint Germain. Thank you.
Yes,
Oh.
exactly. Okay, good.
Good night.
Okay, good night, everyone.
Good night. Well, that was a neat story, but